Welcome to our webinar. Today's webinar, we're going to look at YouTube. We're going to hopefully give you a lot of great ideas about YouTube as a marketing vehicle, start to explore video and its interrelationship with search engine optimization. How can we use YouTube to get buzz for our company? A little bit about us. A lot of people show up at these webinars who've never heard of us before. What do we do at the JM Internet Group? We explain search engine optimization, how to get to the top of Google, so to speak. All about social media marketing. This is a little snapshot of some of our training today, and Google AdWords. We're going to do some hands-on step-by-step stuff. It's not going to be your usual boring PowerPoint. And today we're going to focus on YouTube marketing, how to leverage video to promote your products or services. So we're going to talk about ways that you can use YouTube to create buzz for your company. A little bit about our classes. We teach SEO. We're just started or just about halfway done with our September class on that. We teach social media and AdWords. If you're interested, our website is there. You can go check those out after the class. We'll have new classes in October. I'm your instructor. My name is Jason McDonald. I have been buzzing around the internet since about 1994. We've been doing the training now for about 2.5 years. Teach a bunch of classes here in the Bay Area on social media, SEO, that kind of stuff. I love questions, so don't hesitate. If you're watching this in archive format, email me, send me a carrier pigeon. However, get me a question. I will try my best to help you answer it, so don't hesitate on any Q&A. Obligatory copyright stuff, we'll get started. We're going to make commentary on websites, and we love everybody. We're not negative. We are in California. Secondly, this webinar is copyrighted. And third, YouTube marketing is an art and not a science, so make changes at your own risk. Okay, so what are we going to learn today? What are we going to look at? Sort of setting this out. We're going to talk a little bit about video and why video is hugely important. I teach a lot of classes. I realize a lot of companies do not yet see the potential in video, so we want to talk about video. We want to tune into video and understand where our opportunities. We're going to talk about how to promote videos. That's really what our focus is not on video production. It's on how to promote them. We're going to talk about and identify some great resources for you to start to put your toe in the water there in YouTube. Okay, so let's talk about video. Video matters. So video is enormous on the internet. For whatever reason, people are paying tons of attention. It seems like the buzz these days is all Facebook and Twitter. Local search, hugely important. Strangely enough, video does not have the presence that, say, Twitter does, and yet video is huge. So I wanted to, when I was sitting for thinking of webinars to do, I want to make sure everybody is aware of just how big video is. So I did a little research and made sure I got some stats because statistics are just, I don't know, graphs are so convincing. So YouTube, number 4, according to compete.com, number 4 in terms of unique visitors on the website, 133 million visits in July. It's huge. YouTube is the market leader. It's enormous. The amount of content, you can go through all the sorts of stats. There's a ton of stats on why it's important. More importantly, as we're going to see, video search is incredibly important even for very narrow keywords. We're going to talk about the Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga illusion in a second. But video search is huge. People are looking for searches, how to do stomach crunches, how to, bob my hair, all this kind of stuff, showing up on Google results. Google owns YouTube. It gives it a lot of priority. You see a lot of YouTube showing up on page 1 of Google results. Plus, it has that little picture there. So it's huge if you want to get to the top of Google. If you can use a video, it's a huge opportunity. Secondly, search on YouTube, by a lot of accounts, is the number 2 search engine, bigger than Bing by far, if it were its own search engine. So people are going to YouTube directly and typing in keywords and finding stuff. That's a very interesting phenomenon. Plus, on Yahoo, aka Bing, because of course they're unified, and also on Facebook, people are looking for videos, they're looking at videos. Another question, shout out to all of the high school English teachers out there in the world. God bless you. People love video. They don't like to read. So no reading involved in video. That's cool for most people. Shh, don't tell the college English teachers either. It's more engaging, it's more intimate, it's easier to understand. So video has a lot of opportunities that we as marketers should really try to tune into. There's a link there to more stats about YouTube that will blow your mind. Okay, video production, how to make great videos. We're not going to talk about that. We're not a video production company. We're going to talk about video marketing, about how to get people to view the videos and how to leverage video to support your other marketing efforts. So we're going to look at video from a marketer's perspective, not so much from video production. There's all sorts of cool stuff on video production, but we're not really going to focus on that. So we're going to look at video marketing. Waiting for that to go through the internet there. Okay, so let's tune into video. This is the very first thing. Whenever I teach a class on social media, I always teach people the first thing you should do is listen in, or in this case, tune in, because you don't want to embarrass yourself. You need to get a sense of the tone. You need to try to figure out what communities are out there. So you need to know some tricks about how to tune in to video in your community. Let's talk about the Justin Bieber illusion. So YouTube, I love YouTube. I am just a huge fan of YouTube, and I love pop culture. I mean, you can't teach marketing without being a pop culture person. So I adore pop culture. You may not adore pop culture. Many people, they go to YouTube, and all they see are lolcats, which are laugh out loud cats, and Justin Bieber, and they conclude this is all junk. This is just for the teeny bopper set. It's all a bunch of malarkey, and off they go. And that's true in the sense that the highest ranked videos, almost without exception, are movie stars or pop stars of some sort. Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, this sort of thing. So it's sort of Andy Warhol's revenge. They're all getting their 15 minutes of fame. One of the ideas, as we do our lunchtime webinars, we want to get your marketing juices flowing. I want you to realize there is a lot going on behind the surface at YouTube that has absolutely nothing to do with Justin Bieber. So don't think that that's the only thing going on. Even though that is the thing that is going to hit you in the face when you look at YouTube, is sort of pop culture and lolcats and strange little babies. That's not the main thing. So we want to start to tune in to video and understand what's going on. So we need to be a little skilled on how to find out what's going on video. So let's do some learning and let's start to understand. So I have the instructor links. You're all going to get this by email, so don't stress it. So I've got links. For those who are taking our full classes, we also have a lot of links in our workbook on social media. But let's just understand a little bit about YouTube. So a couple things. So first of all, let's log in to the YouTube charts. Now, YouTube is not a search engine, so it's a little weird. If you log in directly to YouTube, you may not even see where are the charts. I actually find it very hard myself. I often have to realize that's a link. I wish they would make that blue. It would be more obvious. Click on Most Viewed. That's how you get to the charts. A lot of people don't know that there are charts on YouTube. Now, from the beginning, you can see the big charts. They're usually really silly stuff, whatever. You can select Most Viewed Videos this month. Oh, wow, that's a shocker. Lady Gaga and Rihanna are number 1 and number 2. iPhone is number 3. Okay, now, don't worry about that. I doubt, unless Lady Gaga's in the audience trying to work on her videos, most of you this is not relevant. Here's where it gets more interesting. Go to categories, and here's where you can start to look at categories. We always have a lot of nonprofits take the classes. You can click on nonprofits. These are the most viewed videos in a month in the nonprofit category. A lot of Russian ones, it looks like. The point here being you can use this to drill down into topics that are interesting to you. You can also go to how to and style. This is a big category where you'll see a lot of YouTube that's interesting. Here's one for panda nails. Okay, so let's look at that one real quick. Panda nails, I'm going to have to stop the video as it starts. This is a great example of paying attention to other domains. Now, I don't know how many of you out there are selling beauty products. I know we always actually do have some video people take the class. How-to videos are huge on YouTube. How to put on makeup, how to do crunches, these sorts of things. anytime somebody wants to understand something like how to do panda nails, they might go to YouTube and look. This lady's got 481,000 views of how to do panda nails. Now, you are maybe not in the panda nail category, but part of our marketing purpose here today is to get those juices flowing. Now, you can do how-to videos in other industries. Maybe you're a manufacturer of kitchen products, and it can be how to cook a turkey, how to truss a turkey, how to do a salad, how to use our lawnmower, how to make our sprinkler system operate while you're on vacation. How-to videos are huge opportunities on YouTube, and you can go into the YouTube charts to get a sense of what people are looking at. Now, YouTube right now, its dominant thing is definitely the youth culture, 40 outfits in 3 minutes. So it's definitely strongest in the youth culture, but don't get lost in the Justin Bieber effect here. There are lots of other things going on behind the surface, as we're going to get to see. So that's important. How-to and style, I think, is very important. Nonprofits is very important. Pets and animals, we may have some people doing that. So you can get some ideas here. You can also change most videos, most discussed, most subscribed, most viewed users. You can find out whose channels are most important, top favorited. So you can get a sense. This is also where we're like a social media detective here. You can already see where this is going in terms of how to get to the top of YouTube. Is you not only need to get your video on there with your appropriate keywords, you need to get it discussed, you need to get it liked, you need to get it subscribed. That's our social media aspect with reviews. We see this all the time in Google Places. How do you get to the top of Places? Reviews. How do you get to the top of YouTube? Getting people to view your videos, share your videos, subscribe to your channel, this sort of thing. And this is a good way to see in there. You can do anytime. So YouTube charts, your first big clue as you start to tune in to what's going on. Second real fun thing to do, YouTube Trends. This is not that old. I think they started this about 6 months ago. This is sort of like their blog where they'll talk about what's trending. Now, it's going to be very youth-oriented, but it will give you a sense of what's going on in the YouTube world. And it's a little hidden, so I have that link for you. So that's YouTube Trends. Very important. Now, let's look at some advanced searches on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and do a search. So here's where you can get something very, very specific. So let's put in proteomics. So I taught a class, it's been a couple of years back. I did a corporate training at Thermo Fisher Scientific here in San Jose. So it's a super technical company. Proteomics is like the cell structure or something way over my head. But they have machines that understand proteomics. So let's go proteomics. Let's do search. Voila. Now these view counts, these are not Justin Bieber view counts. However, if you're in the proteomics industry, even getting 4,000 views of one of your videos is huge. Think of what you save in travel time, etc. So do your keyword search, hit search, and look. And that can be in any topic that's interesting to you. You can start to see what's going on. Here's a talk on proteomics and cancer, 15,000 views. Again, you can go up to your filter, and you can see by view count what's going on. You can see what's going on. It's Filipino history. Who would have thought? You can go and you can look at rating, uploaded this week, etc. So you can get a sense of any industry. Say you're doing organic baby food. Do a search, filter, view count, and you're able to see what are people searching for on baby food, dog food recipes. Who would have thought organic dog food? The point being, that's another way to get into YouTube and find out what's going on in your industry is to do advanced search. Listening, tuning in, seeing what's going on, even if you're not ready to do video, that way you get some great ideas. So that's another idea I wanted to share with you that I think is really important. I have a couple other here that are kind of interesting. Here's quit smoking. So you can see that there's quite a lot of videos. Again, the how-tos are huge on YouTube. So maybe you are a hypnotherapist that helps people quit smoking. Guess what? This has 800,000 views about how to quit smoking. We had somebody this summer who's a psychic, really cool guy in Dallas, does psychic over the internet. YouTube videos are really interesting and things like that. So you can look through that to get some ideas. So that's really important. Let's look at some Google ideas. Google, world's best search engine still today. Very, very critical to learn how to use Google to search into a social media site. So I teach everybody who takes my classes, I teach this total nerd way of searching. So site:/youtube.com, and then put in your keyword. So say we were a bankruptcy lawyer, site:/youtube.com bankruptcy lawyer. So now I'm using Google to penetrate into YouTube and see. And this is where you think, oh, YouTube, it's just Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga. Well, no, it's actually not. There are attorneys doing little videos about should you file for bankruptcy, or how do you file for bankruptcy, or what's the difference between Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. That's pretty amazing. Go over here to More Search Tools, past month. You can see what's going on in the past month, what they're uploading. You can check it out. What is bankruptcy? So again, this is where, shout out to the college professors, college teachers, English high school teachers. A video on what is bankruptcy may actually outperform a blog post on what is bankruptcy because people don't want to read. So do site:/youtube.com plus your keyword. So whatever your keyword is, you can do proteomics, whatever it is, and you're penetrating into YouTube. You can go over here. You can filter these guys into past month, past year, custom range, and then you're able to see. So we're all in tuning in. Those are two great ones. All the ways on YouTube. Secondly, all the ways on Google. Third thing I want to share with you is a fantastic site. It's also a great site if you're just looking for fun. Madonna's Love Letter to Hidden Dreams. Who would have thought? This is a British company, and they chart video shares. So this is more outside of YouTube, how people are sharing content. So you can go to viral video. You're going to see the Justin Bieber effect in spades. Here's Avril Lavigne. She's crying. She always seems to be crying. 63 shares for Avril Lavigne. So you can see that. Now, but what's really cool, let's see, last 7 days. You can see what's really cool is you can go up here and you can enter. It was down last night. Let's hope they fixed it. You can enter search. Cross my fingers. It was broken last night. You can take your keyword again. It's a little slow. It's not Google. And they will show you what videos are being shared on your keywords. So I don't know if they fixed this in. They should have known I was going to have this major webinar today. So viral video, yeah, it's broken. It'll take them a while. And they're probably overwhelmed. But when this is working, you can put your keyword in, and you can see the videos that are being shared based on your keyword. So that's a little different metric than viewed. So I like to do those techniques to get started with how do I know what's going on, and I like to use my keywords and whatnot to penetrate down, sort of to get Justin out of the way, get that huge Lady Gaga hat, push that hat aside, and see, oh my goodness, people are talking about organic baby food and proteomics and the MSP 430 chip from Texas Instruments. So that's the first thing, tuning in. So your search patterns are going to be your keywords, as in site:/YouTube keyword, or using the categories, looking for what? The variables. Most viewed, most shared. You're looking for trends and ideas. I have Charlie Chaplin there. Why? Because we're at the early stage of this revolution, and we're all learning. I'm learning. I'm not, completely know every possible thing about video. We're all learning, and that's the great opportunity, is to learn. So don't stop learning from other people in your industry. Okay, so now we've tuned in, and I always think of these webinars, what are your goals? So one of your goals is, you may be a person who has never really paid attention to YouTube. One piece of advice for anyone who's in marketing is start tuning into YouTube. Start paying attention to what's going on. And if you're not interested in the youth culture or pop culture, start narrowing it down. Maybe you like politics. You can watch Barack Obama. Like I watched his latest job speech. I watched it on YouTube rather than on TV. And what was really cool is you could read the comments, and the comments, at least I laughed about the comments because the comments were very bizarre. So start paying attention. I want that to be one of our goals. Let's talk about video opportunities for promotion. So we're thinking about videos. We're thinking about content. We'll talk in a second about what kind of content you might create. Now let's talk about video promotion. first and foremost, we've got our SEO for video. So SEO is obviously classes that we teach, search engine optimization. So SEO for video is optimizing the video so that people will find it. Now here's where it's very much, for those who've done SEO or taken our classes, very familiar stuff. Know your popular trending keywords in your industry, create a great video. You're going to put those keywords in the video title, the summary, in your channel. And for those who've done social media, we need lots of reviews, lots of shares, a lot of box-to-box, so people are watching us and we're watching them. We're trying to encourage a virtuous feedback loop on YouTube. So let's look about video, and let's look at video SEO. Let's look at what's going on. So let's look at some video SEO. So here's a good example. So this is more on Google, but the same rules generally apply on a YouTube search as well. So here's a Google search, how to put on eyeliner, right? So have a 16-year-old daughter. How do they learn everything today? They learn from Facebook and YouTube, right? So, oh my God, I want to learn how to put eyeliner. They're going to go to YouTube. If you're at all in the youth market, it's a great opportunity. But even if you're not, right? So I'm a person who, I'm totally incompetent when it comes to like home repair. So, how to put up a picture, I would definitely go to YouTube and put that in, and then maybe that's an opportunity to sell me on, a leveler or a contractor for that matter, a good contractor. So think about those how-tos. Now here's the deal. First of all, you have to know your eyeliner searches. You've got to get those searches. So as we teach in the class, right, you can go into your Google Keywords tool, put in your keyword eyeliner, and do your homework. So there's lots of different tools out there. Hopefully I did that right. There's lots of tools. Don't you hate CAPTCHAs? Okay, CAPTCHAs. If not, I'm going to sign in. This is my last one I'm going to do. Then I'm going to sign in. Ta-da! I always think they should give me $1. Okay, so do your keyword search, eyeliner, and try to get a sense of what people are searching. Look at how-to eyeliner. Number 1, liquid eyeliner. Okay? People are looking for put on how-to liquid. This tells you what people are searching for. You optimize the, look at this, number 3. How to apply liquid eyeliner. Somebody knew that that's what they would title the video. So let's check the video out. Let's click over to the video. Let's stop it. Okay, now look at the title of the video. How to apply liquid eyeliner. Somebody somewhere knew what people are searching for, and they put that in the title of the video, and they put that in the descriptions. This isn't the best description, but they put that in the description. Notice the view count. So think about having a mailing list. You can start your video with very few views. You can email everybody on your mailing list, hey, check my video out, to try to push the view count up. The more the view count goes up, the better you're going to do in your search results. So just as we see again and again with social media, these things work together. Here's your SEO aspect. Here's your review aspect. You want those to work together, and you need to think of sort of offline ways of pushing your view count up. Then let's look at the channel. So let's go over to the channel. So here's the channel on YouTube. I'm going to stop it. Now notice on the channel, the comments. So having a channel, 16,000 comments with lots of comments. What is her subscribers? 355,000 subscribers. So this is a huge YouTube star. The same principles are at work in your little industry. You don't need 13,000, 16,000 comments. If you're in proteomics and you have 4 comments, you may beat the person who has 0 comments. So try to get videos that stir up some controversy, that create comments, that people will share, that will get you the views, etc. Make sure that you put your keywords in your title of your video. Lots of videos that are how-tos show up very well on Google, and they're optimized by keyword, by description, etc. So that's a very SEO thing. The same thing happens on YouTube. So if you're on a YouTube search and you put on how to put on eyeliner, generally speaking, the ones that are going to show up are lots of views, good keywords in the title of the video, description of the video, comments. Comments are on topic, lots of shares, lots of box to box, which is when people are talking about you back and forth. So it's all sort of the social buzz built around a particular video. So that's an example of SEO. Now let me show you another one that we did recently. This is our most successful video over the summer. So here's a Google search, Google +1 versus Facebook like. We're in the 4,000 view counts for this. What goes on here? Anticipate a trend. So as soon as Google launched Google+, I knew people would be confused. How does Google+ compare with Facebook like? So we created a little video explaining the differences. We put that in there. We put it on our channel. Now we show up very frequently for that particular search pattern. So you've got to be a trend watcher, a trend seeker in your industry. Create video content, and that's your SEO optimization, both on Google and on YouTube Direct. So that's what I would call SEO for video in a nutshell. Let's talk about virality or however you say that. The viral aspects of video. So viral videos are special forms of sharing, meaning the sharing sort of grows exponentially. Now, what are the things that get shared in the video universe? Funny lolcats is an example. So anything pet related, especially cats, babies have this element. So there's a great Jennifer Aniston video. It's on our website. It's a funny video for viral water, whatchamacallit, vitamin water. And in it she talks about how they have to do all these stupid things, and she puts in a baby and a dog and all this kind of stuff. So funny. Outrageous gets shared. So this is sort of the negative universe. Rats in a KFC gets shared, this type of thing. Scandalous gets shared. So things that are scandalous, if you have some sort of scandal. Emotional gets shared. Now, can they be used for self-promotion? Absolutely. So let's take a look at viral videos and talk about self-promotion in this different pattern. So viral videos, your best example, teach this when I teach our classes, is Blendtext channel. It's a little bit slow on the load here. So wait for that to load. Kind of hogging our bandwidth here. So this is a great example of viral videos. So people aren't necessarily going to search for, can you blend an aura brush, right? But they're very funny. You send in comments. You blend crazy things in your blender, and what this does is promote your blender on YouTube. So you have this incredibly boring product, high-end blenders, but you do it in this very funny way on your channel. It gets heavy viral sharing, and off you go. So that's an example of viral videos that did very well. Another really great one, kitties say what? So these are morphing kitties. Anything that's got animals in it is very funny. So if you've got a way to embed kitties in your products, put them in. So this is morphing software that photo animation guy sells. Look at the share count, or look at the view count. 10 million with lots of likes. So they've got all the functions, but this is not SEO, right? I really doubt people search for morphing kitties. I don't think so. If you do, you have issues. Most people aren't going to search for that, so this is being promoted not through an SEO tactic. It's being promoted through a viral tactic, and the viral tactic is funny animals. Very common. Dear 16-year-old me, this is great. It'll make me cry. I can't even turn it on because it'll make me cry. This is a video. This is our nonprofit community. Again, people aren't going to search for Dear 16-year-old me, right? So it's not an SEO promotion strategy. It's a viral promotion strategy. It's an emotional message by people whose loved ones have died of skin cancer, and they're talking about things that you can do to protect yourself from skin cancer. It's by a Canadian foundation. This is the emotional appeal. So do an inventory of whether you have humor appeal, sort of outrageous appeal, emotional appeal. That viral aspect can promote it, and then there's the stealth promotion of the Canadian Foundation inside the video. So viral is a special form of sharing. that's something else that you can think about as you think about YouTube as a marketing opportunity. Finally, sort of third big category I want to make sure everybody thinks about is less using video as a promotional tool and more as an engagement. So using videos as a way to engage with customers. So common ones, video of the boss, give you the value proposition. Video of our latest products. Video teasers. This is one that we use a lot. Video teasers, where you learn a little and hopefully you want to learn more, take the classes, this sort of thing. So think about, you don't have to have a Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga view count if the reason that you're using the video is so when somebody lands on your web page, they can check you out, find out if they like you, etc. So let's look at some good examples of video as collateral. And I'm going to have these links for you in the download. So here's an example that is a very powerful little video. I actually interviewed this guy in our high-tech business. So what this is MSP430. It's a high-tech computer chip, very low power, and they're using grapes to power that computer chip. And this is a little demo. I'm not playing the video because it would suck our bandwidth up. It's Texas Instrument, high-tech company, obviously. What's going on here? So they've got this cool new product, MSP430. It has some SEO capability, MSP430 low power. They've got 63,000 views. It's just a little demo that's kind of funny that explains their product. So it's used more to support the product than to directly promote the product. And their channel, if you look at it, this is not a Lady Gaga channel. They only have 130 friends. But they're, wow, they're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And this is very high-tech stuff where your metric, your level of standard is lower than Lady Gaga. Very successful channel, a very well done channel, and it's really used as collateral. So I have that one for you. Here's another example of this sort of theory, a different high-tech company, Analog Devices, competitor of them. So you can see here, here's just the product pitch by the marketing guy explaining the Shark processor. They got 2,000 views here. So here's where, you don't have to think, maybe somebody would search for Shark processor, but really what's going on here is Analog's putting their video up, people who already know them or maybe are kind of interested in the product, rather than traveling all the way to Milwaukee to go to the trade show to listen to the guy, I can just click and watch on YouTube. So in this sense, YouTube is a great sort of 24/7 marketing piece that Analog Devices sets up. They only have 4 comments on the channel. It's just not like Lady Gaga, but it's very successful for what the marketing objective is. So I want to put that bug in your head there, that a lot of companies, these sorts of videos can be very effective, where you create the video and it becomes collateral. So it's not really a promotional strategy as much as it's sort of a reinforcement strategy. I have a couple other ones. Here's ShamWow. So that's that weird commercial. So if you have a commercial, you can use it. That's really the same idea out there as well. So those are more what I would call video as collateral examples. So we have video as SEO, first strategy. Second strategy, viral video. Third strategy is using your video just as collateral. And video teasers are where you show a little bit about a product, and then hopefully people are interested in buying more. Let me show you an example on our website. We just moved to doing this on our website. As people land on our website, they want to take our top 10 webinar. Before they register, they can get a little preview of what they're going to learn. So a little way to show people, tease them, hey, this is going to be exciting, check this out. That's another use of YouTube to get yourself going. Okay, so we're going to run out of time here. Let's talk a little bit about some resources to help us get started with video, get started thinking about promotion and production of videos. There's some cool resources out there. Let's talk a little bit about authenticity, because I think this is so important to YouTube. A lot of companies, they think, oh gosh, we have to do a video, we've got to hire a video production company, it's got to be amazing, it's got to be really slick. The culture of YouTube is actually quite forgiving of less than slick content. So if your video looks a little bit like Blair Witch Project, that actually can be good. So a lot of the ones on the TI channel, for example, if you go back after this is over, and I hope you will, go and look at some of the videos that are on the Texas Instruments channel. They're not real slick. They're just somebody with a video camera. Here's the nerdy engineer. They're showing you how cool the MSP430 is. They're powering it with grapes. It's not a super slick production video. So that means, what do you need? Really just a great idea, or even a good idea, a decent camera or a screen capture software if you're showing it on screen capture, basic video editing. So I put the links there. I already put the links there. I put the words. If you haven't heard by now, Windows Movie Maker is sort of the dominant platform for Windows. Apple iMovie for the Mac people. Camtasia Screen Capture is a good screen capture program if you just want to show people like a demo. Maybe you're a tax accountant. You want to show people how to fill in, the W-9 online, this sort of idea. So authenticity is very important, and some very inexpensive or free software that can help you get started on that. YouTube has great resources. I don't have time to explain all the things that we do in our classes, but for example, setting up the channel is free. Uploading the videos are free. So you can't argue with that. Basically, the whole kit and caboodle on YouTube is free. YouTube has its own editing software. You can modify videos and you can see what's going on inside. So let's take a look at the YouTube resources. A couple of resources for you as we get started. This is a great one a lot of people do not know about, YouTube Creators Corner. This is where you can find a lot of help from YouTube. I mean, they even start with, guess what, a YouTube video about how to make YouTube videos. So YouTube Creators Corner is a great place to get started with a little bit more of your nuts and bolts, your technical sort of aspects. They even have a blog where they talk about it. So that's really cool. I want to make sure you know that link to check out. Now let's look at some things on a particular channel. So I'm going to log into our channel here. And I'm going to click sign in, and I'm going to log into our corporate channel. So I'm going to show you a couple things when you upload your videos. So when you log in, open up your channel, go to your videos. When that video loads, let me just show you insights first. So let's go sort by view count, get a little bit more data. So here's the view count. Click on Insight. This is where you start to get statistics, data about how your videos are being discovered. So it's really cool. Once you start to get a little traction like this is in the 4,000, and one of our kind of corporate goals for the next 12 months is really to work on our YouTube channel. Go to Discovery, and you can see how people got in, and you can actually click down to YouTube Search, and it'll tell you what people were searching for. So this is great instant feedback, or not instant, but quick feedback about how people are discovering your videos. So once you have a channel, once you're running, don't forget you're going to get some data about where that came from. You can also see where it was referred to, external websites. You can see external websites. These are mainly on Google, some on Facebook, but you can see where people got to a video in terms of referred traffic. It does all sorts of weird graphs and all that jazz. So that's pretty cool. Let's go back to my videos. So also in a video, let's click Edit Info. Under Edit Info, this is where you put your keyword-heavy title, keyword-heavy description, your tags, and you want to put your tags with quotes around the two words. If you have multi-word tags, that's how people discover the videos. I want to show you just over here, click on Captions and Subtitles. Click on Annotations. Under Annotations, Under Annotations, this is where you can add the little pop-ups and things like that. So within YouTube, they've made it really pretty simple. I mean, even a very simple channel like our own, you can get in, you can add annotations and whatnot, and you can even edit using the YouTube editing software if you don't want to use Windows Movie Maker or iMovie or whatever. So that's pretty cool right from your channel. There are other issues about customizing the channel. So insights and customization is very important for getting stuff within the YouTube resources. Okay, so what's our to-do list? And our whole point of doing these quick webinars is to help you, get your juices flowing. What should you do as a marketer? So first and foremost, recognize that this video revolution just keeps getting bigger and it's taking in a lot of content that you would not have thought. I mean, who would have thought that people go on and watch Texas Instruments videos about their boring semiconductors? Well, they're doing it because it's really cool if you're in that community. Don't get fooled by Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga, that's the only thing going on YouTube. Don't get fooled by the lolcats, and there's a lot of crude content on YouTube. Don't get fooled by that. Behind the surface, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on. Tune into those keywords and opportunities. So be looking in your community what's going on. Pay attention to other communities that may be ahead of your industry. So don't just, I always feel like Hair Club for Men, don't just be the owner of Hair Club for Men, be a client. So actually try to use YouTube. You'll find it's pretty cool once you get into it. Promote your videos via SEO. So keywords in the title, keywords in the description. Try to do everything you can to encourage sharing. Think offline to get the view count up in terms of emailing people on your mailing list, posting it to Facebook, trying to get the view count, shares, comments, channel comments, box to box, all this kind of stuff. Get that increased by using offline promotion techniques. Think about using video to buttress your other marketing. If you're going to go to a trade show, bring the video camera. Bob's going to do his spiel anyway at the booth. Get out the camera. There he is. He shows what's cool and exciting at your company. Suddenly you have video content that you can put on your video channel. Learn some basics in video creation editing. Don't feel like you have to do it so slick. Realize that you can be too slick on YouTube, and if it's not authentic, people don't want to see it. So there's a trade-off there. I think that's a really critical takeaway. Create the videos and learn by doing. That's the Charlie Chaplin slide. We're sort of still, YouTube is founded, in 2005, I believe. We're still very early in this revolution. So there's a lot of opportunity to learn by doing. I'm certainly learning by doing. That's the best way to learn. So that is our video, webinar, presentation, whatever you want to call it. We're going to have time for some short questions. We are back in business, going full blast. We have 3 classes now in social media that we're running. We just added a whole class on social media for local search. So check those out and keep those questions coming. I'm really enjoying all the questions we're getting as everybody sort of pops their head out of the gopher hole after summer.
Okay, we have a lot of questions, so just kind of getting started. Is YouTube better to use than Bright Cove?
There's a couple different competitors. I think we saw that. What I would do, we're all victims of our experience. I always approach this from a Google perspective. And I would look, see, here's eHow. You'll see some 5minute.com. You'll see videos hosted on Bright Cove. Vimeo is a big one if you haven't heard of Vimeo. Vimeo is a big service. A couple issues here. First of all, if your objective is to show up at the top of Google, do your searches, you're almost always going to see YouTube's show up here. So in that sense, why learn another platform? Just drink the Google Kool-Aid, and that's why I'm sort of a YouTuber. YouTuber is the dominant platform. A couple interrelated issues, however. Some corporate websites block YouTube content. I've seen this in tech, for example. I've seen it in healthcare, where if you're on the internal network, you can't view YouTube. So in that sense, if you're using YouTube as collateral, you may want to host one copy of a video on YouTube, host another copy on your own website. So if somebody's behind like a firewall or they've blocked YouTube content, they'll be able to view it as well. So there are different alternatives. I sort of have drunk the Google Kool-Aid. I want to show up at the top of Google. I know most people go to YouTube, so I'm going to go after the dominant platform.
Okay, let's see. Can you discuss the difference between Google Video and YouTube and why these 2 sites still exist instead of only just one?
I kind of wish I knew the answer to that.
That's a $10 million question.
Yeah, it is. Now, some of it, though, is if you go to video, you can go to the video tab and you'll see video. Google, of course, acquired YouTube, so it still has its own video platform as well. So I'm not really sure what the big difference is there. There is the video tab on Google. The reality is blended search, or universal search as it's often called as well, is more important. Not so many people are going to go to Google, click on the video tab, and do your searches. So Google Video, I'm not really sure what that is going to shake out to be. The video tab on Google has a lot of content as well, but you can see, again, I'm always search driven, so I'm going to do, my keywords, how to put eyeliner, and I'm going to look for what I see. And then I'm going to check out video jug. Well, maybe I should put a video there if I'm starting to see it. So don't always be a leader. You can be a follower too.
Not that Jason uses eyeliner or anything.
Well, I'm always worried because whenever I do how-to, I mean, let's all be adults here, right? You do how-to, and hello, what's our first result? I'm not going to show that one. There's not a lot there that I want to share with people, so I might put on eyeliner so that it looks a little bit more appropriate than other things that are on YouTube.
Right, exactly. I just thought I would.
YouTube is, it's the youth culture, so be prepared to be shocked.
Right. Okay. Okay. This person has a video production company. It looks like in New Jersey. Would it be a value to produce a short video about producing your YouTube video?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's where, what are people going to do? Oh my God, I need to do video production. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to put things like, video production company San Jose. And then I'm going to land on there, oh, and look, somebody's got a YouTube video on this, and I'm going to watch the YouTube video. I mean, so obviously I'm going to check out the video production company by looking at what they produced. So that's a great example of using YouTube. This is both SEO and it's also collateral. When you land on a video production company, you want to see some of their videos and you want to get a sense of that. So absolutely, creating a video, or how to upload a video on YouTube, right? I mean, all of these things that are how-to, people have done that, and then people watch those, and off they go. So absolutely. Think like your customer.
All right. Okay, can you change the title of your YouTube video once you posted it?
That is a question I have struggled with myself. You definitely can do that. That's not hard to do. You go into your channel. So let me log into our channel. So when you're in your channel and you're logged in, you go to videos, you go to edit, and here's where you can change your title and description and tags. Now, my guess, my feeling would be I would not do this frequently. I would leave them alone once I updated them. I think that frequent changes would be kind of weird. So I would, my rule of thumb would be to try to know my tags before I upload the video and then leave the video alone. But technically you can go back and change your tag structure.
Okay, if you viewed your own video 100 times a day for a month, will this raise your rankings, or does it matter who views it? Is a view the same from anyone, or is a view the same from anyone for results? How does that work?
That's another area where I think that we're not exactly sure. My suspicion is that they're going to look at the IP address that's originating the view count, and you're not going to get a lot of views, by just, you can't sit there and just, I mean, I think that would be so obvious to gaming the system. Now, there are other things that you can do that people talk about to increase your view count. So one of them, which, there's always trade-offs. That I find it a little bit annoying. But one trick that people use to drive up a view count is, let me show you. So if you're on our home page, you check out our channel. I do not have our channel set to autoplay the preferred video, but you can change it so that it autoplays the preferred video. Why would you do that? So when somebody would maybe they land on this video and they're watching this video because they've looked at small business, and they land here, or let me show you an example, small business marketing. So if you land here and you go, I want to watch this video, and you start watching this video, oh, that's interesting. Let me check their channel out. So that's one view for this video. Let me check the channel out. Oh, what an interesting channel. And they've turned the channel on so that the channel is autoplay. That counts as a view. So you're using the channel to increase the view count. I personally find it a little annoying. So I waffle whether I should turn that on or turn that off. That's one thing. The other thing, this is where sending out an email to your email list, posting on Facebook, trying to drive the view count up through other ways is important. So I don't know if I would sit here and watch my own video over and over and over again on the same IP address. That's probably not going to count. But I would definitely use some of these other little tricks to try to sort of juice the video count view up, such as autoplay on the channel.
Okay, I've had several questions come in about this, and I sort of know the answer, but I wanted you to point it out. How do you actually set up your channel? Can you show the students like where they can go following this, even this webinar, so they get like a, from your links?
Yeah, right. So I didn't focus today's webinar on setting up a channel, but you would go to YouTube, and I haven't set up a channel in a while, so I'm sure you'd have to find out how to set up a channel. Probably you log in. I haven't done it in a while. So bop around YouTube, and it's basically pretty simple. Once you do the registration, then inside your channel, here's where you do your settings and all that jazz. So it's like all the social media. You have to sign up for an account with an authorized email, yada, yada, yada. Once you set that little minor point up, then this is where you do your channel tags, your themes. You can upload a background image. There's a certain part that we didn't really focus on, but that's what you do. If you just look at YouTube and sign in for an account, it'll guide you through the process. It's pretty straightforward. I don't know right off the tip of my head how to do it, because once you do it, you don't have to do it anymore. And then once you do it, then you go over to your channel, and here's where you get to things like your settings and stuff like that, profile setup, all that jazz.
Okay, is your username the same as your channel name?
Yes.
Or the same as your channel?
Yes. So and in that sense, it's very interesting. Social media, it's really a lot more like Twitter than it is like Facebook, in the sense that anybody can create a channel, and you set the channel up. Whereas on Facebook, the page for the business has to sort of be sponsored by an individual. YouTube's more like Twitter. You just set up a channel, you give it a name, you set up a background image, and off you go. So you can create a channel. Anyone can create any channel. It's very simple.
Okay, this just came in. This is a really good question, really interesting. What if your organization is legally against the copyright infringement that exists on YouTube?
Talk to your lawyer.
How do you?
I mean,
like there's nothing you can do. There's.
I don't really have the answer to that one. I mean, it's
a good question.
There is a lot of copyright infringement all over the internet, and if your lawyers would like to stop that from happening, good luck on that. I have no idea. I'm just a little marketer trying to promote products.
Yeah, they're saying that they're not allowed to post videos on YouTube. They're bound. They're then bound to posting members-only content on their website. They're asking about posting videos to Facebook. How does that compare to YouTube?
Well, it doesn't have the throughput. I mean, it's a very different animal. I mean, posting a video on Facebook is really Facebook marketing. It's using Facebook, and you can post YouTube videos to your Facebook channel, and you can also just post videos directly. But the problem, people don't really go to Facebook to look for videos. They go to YouTube. So it's sort of an apples and oranges comparison.
Okay. As I'm going through the questions, there
are really interesting questions in this.
They're really good questions.
Very weird, and I'd never thought about that one.
They're good questions.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They're thought-provoking. Real quickly, does this also apply? I know that you mentioned Vimeo earlier. I know that was a first for me to even hear about it. Does everything that you said apply to that, Vimeo?
I would say yes, but I am sort of, I think that these social media, they kind of reach this, what's called a point of non-displacement, and I think YouTube has kind of reached that point. So with my limited resources, limited time, I'm going to focus on the market leader, and YouTube is such a big market leader. Vimeo, you have to kind of be a little bit more in the know. So if your community is not super hip, where they might go to Vimeo, I would tend to focus on YouTube first, because I think for most businesses, most nonprofits, it's where people look. I mean, it's just unfortunate, but the dominant player tends to get the dominant activity. That said, you can see on Google searches that a lot of the SEO is there. I mean, there's only so many ways to skin a cat, right? You've got to put the keywords in the title of the video. You've got to put keywords in the description. You've got to get a lot of views and shares and all that jazz to create that virtuous circle. That's true on all social media. So I would assume it's the same game on Vimeo.
Okay, how about, are vlogs a good way to build a following?
Absolutely. So vlog is a video log, and people love video. So using video to comment is a great thing. It's on my list of things I would actually like to do more of. People like to see video commentary. Again, if you go to YouTube, there are a lot of people that are just there staring at the camera, and they're commenting on a lot of pop culture. But again, you could have your, maybe you're in a more serious industry. You could have your executive do a little weekly wrap-up of industry news. I think that would be great. And Google, does favor video content. So video logs, video blogging, as it were, is another huge opportunity, especially if you're in an industry like maybe you're in a political industry or fashion industry where there's a lot of trends that move quickly. Great idea. So this is, get those ideas going, put them up there, see what sticks, play with it. It's just a huge, huge opportunity for marketing in a lot of niche markets.
Okay. This person wants to know, with regard to YouTube, does YouTube search prefer the same keywords as Google search? And they're looking at it more from the technical standpoint of keywords and tags and things like that?
Yeah, as far as I know, okay, the best data is once you're inside of YouTube. Your best data, once you're inside, is to look at your analytics inside. So go and look, and that's going to give you a sense of what people are looking for. There are no tools. If somebody knows of a YouTube search tool, I would love to have it. I don't know of any keyword discovery tools for YouTube, etc. You'll also see that when you do a search on YouTube, it is often not as good a search engine as Google is. So I don't think it's as nuanced. So you're pretty much left to using the SEO tools on Google to figure out your keywords, then putting them into YouTube, then looking at insights on your videos to see if they're working, and that's kind of all the data you get. I think we do fly a little bit more blind with YouTube than we do with Google in terms of search. So we promised we would keep these short because I know people are busy, and we were trying to build our own little community around our monthly. So we're out of time. Any questions I didn't get to, I will answer by email. It may take a while because we had a lot of attendees at today's. I hope everybody is back from summer, working hard on their marketing, so keep in touch. We've had some great conversations with people through email and phone and all that jazz. So thank you so much for showing up. It's always a lot of fun to do these quick marketing videos, webinars.
Okay, thank you, Jason. Yes, we've had an extremely large number of people here today and wonderful questions. Jason does his best to answer all of them. He's got hundreds to answer at this point, so it may take a while. But for now, we're out of time. You will receive an email later on so that you can get the recorded version of this webinar as well as all the slides. So you can look back on it and kind of go more at your pace because we know it was fast. I want to remind everyone that if you're interested in signing up for our social media for marketing classes, or actually any of our classes, you can go to our website at jm-seo.org. You can click on the classes button and you will find a list of classes. There's still time to start. There's still time to sign up for the social media marketing classes that are beginning this week, as well as the AdWords classes. So we'd love to have you join us. So in the meantime, it was great to have you all with us. I hope that you're having a great day and hope to see you all very soon again.
Thank you, everybody.
You.
Bye-bye.